Hi, everybody.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Not Quite Ready for Prime Time live stream.
It's a
Not
mouthful.
quite ready for... Yes. Tonight, we have special guests, and I'm not going to hold them back any longer. Where are we?
That's us.
Hey, we have the DePhilly crew, and we have Mouse Talk with us
tonight.
Walt, Melissa, Ron, and Meredith. Thank you guys for coming on tonight.
Hello.
Hi, everyone.
You're all coming back from major
Yeah.
vacation trips from Maryland and Florida. You guys all caught up on your sleep, and as Walt, Melissa, you've gone back to Florida, so you don't have depression syndrome yet, right?
Mhm.
But Meredith and Ron, you must have depression somehow,
Yeah.
right? Florida.
Yes. Yeah. I
No.
coming back. Well, coming back and having like a 40 to 50 degree difference and seeing snow again.
That
Yeah.
was tough.
Mhm.
That's true. Yeah.
Yep.
And the laundry. And trying to get everything back to normal.
Mhm.
And then deal with Christmas this weekend, taking everything down.
Oh yeah.
I definitely missed when
Oh,
we got
haven't
back.
we haven't taken anything down yet.
No, we have not.
This weekend.
Yeah.
Weekend. It's on our list. So tonight, what we're going to talk about, I was thinking, we are starting to teach Sophia. She's got her permit. We're starting to teach her how to drive.
Dun dun dun.
I'm reaching out to some friends who have gone through it all already, hoping that they might be able to give us a little bit of advice, a little bit of direction, a little bit of help in regards to our approach and how we approach things. Okay, so that's pretty much the main subject tonight. Before we get to that, we promised some people we really want to get to opening of a box. We have some magic mail.
You
So
want
we're
to do the
going to
card
take a
real
few
quick?
seconds before we get into the meat of it. We're going to open up these cards we got. This first one is from
Bless you.
Joey's World. Bless you. Joey's World. Happy
You gotta
holidays
make sure
from
that there's no
Joey's
confetti.
World. Let me see. Let me put it back to solo for a second. All right. Here we go. Joey's World. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate the card.
Oh,
Ooh, we
with
got
your
no sticker, guys.
Aw.
Yay. I
Joey's
love his
World.
stickers.
Oh, that's a big sticker. Takes up the whole screen.
We watched the video of Joey doing his chores and cleaning up his room and stuff, and he did such a great job.
Well, that's like a how-to for Mason.
I offered for him to come here and help out, but no takers there.
No, I'll take it. Yeah. All right. So this one is from
Mickey Bunch.
Ken and Kelly.
Oh,
Yes.
see, I
Oh,
told
they
you.
glitter bombed us.
It's all
with-
over the floor and you know.
Bells. They got bells. Oh, okay. Don't worry. Beach happy. Isn't that cute? They got
Oh
You
yeah.
go on the back so they can see how much glitter there is.
There's glitter
on the-
everywhere. There's glitter. This is movable glitter. All these little dots in here. It's falling all over me. Well, thank you, Kelly, and the bunch, the Mickey bunch. Yes, let me
Yep.
put that over there.
Sure, just give me the
And then this
glitter.
last one is from the Hitchhiking Bones.
The glitter's oozing out of the envelope
Ooh,
too.
Hitchhiking Bones. They have Mickey stickers on their letters. And they got Mickey in front of a
I
Christmas
got glitter all
tree.
over me now.
Awesome. Okay, so we're gonna read this later. But thank you guys. We really appreciate it.
Okay.
They're from Texas. I didn't know they're from Texas. Hitchhiking Bones. We met them, right?
We did meet them.
We met them down in front of the haunted mansion. And then so what's this from? This big package is from
Good package.
Leanne Sherbick. You guys know her in the chat,
Mhm.
I believe. Yeah, there she is.
Who is it? Leanne, I don't know who that is.
And then we gotta do our.
There it is. Hi
you.
guys. Awesome. So, okay. Where's that? Oh, so I guess she tried to mail us a card and she left off one of the PO boxes, one of our PO box numbers. She
Yep.
left off one of the ones.
One of the ones.
And I guess they sent it back to her. Oh, that's too bad. All right. Well, we got a card. Oh yeah, let's see. Let's open, and we got a box of stuff. Oh, we got Charlie Brown Christmas cards.
I like the Charlie Brown Christmas cards.
I know they're
We
awesome,
we tend
and
to
they
do them.
stand out whenever anyone's showing their Christmas cards off in the background or whatnot. The Snoopy ones and the Charlie Brown ones always stand out. So, if you want your Christmas cards to stand out, Use
Put 'em in the front.
yes.
I saw her that she had babies, and I told her I really like them.
Oh, they chocolate chip meringues. Chocolate chip.
Ooh, those are good.
Fluffy and crunchy.
I
And
absolutely love meringues.
The plastic bag looks tasty.
she will eat them for hours, just chewing on them little at a time, little munchies at a time.
Yeah.
So let's bring back in.
Those will be gone in
Awesome.
a few days. But
All right.
Sophie won't. I don't think she'll try one, but I know Ava will.
I'll try them.
So,
I
yeah,
like
well, I
them.
know you like
I'll
meringues.
eat them. All right.
If
So
you guys have trouble eating them, just let me know.
Yeah, we'll
I
come
can
up.
eat
all right, let's hit the chats. Keith, big Disney fan. He is first in the chats tonight. Congratulations, Keith. Thank you for coming. James Ryan, Supermod. Thanks for coming in, James. We have Wanda cruising for food. Another person who makes awesome vlogs with
Yes, D&G.
especially it's so fun watching her with the D&G guys.
Yeah.
It's like, and they look like they
I
have
love her
a
hair.
bunch of fun. Yes, she has very colorful
She's
hair.
very fun.
And this one, it's pink. It's usually I've seen it blue. In this
Purple.
picture, it's
Purple.
That's purple.
purple, pink. Yeah, I'm blind.
I say fuchsia.
Captain Akron. Hi, everyone. Captain Akron, welcome in. Greg's Robotics, welcome in, crew.
Avery's talking about doing another video.
Oh, look out, Craig's Robotics.
We still have their box there. I mean, they're upstairs. They're Craig's Robotics building.
Yeah,
that Avery
it's in
made
the
for
living
one of-
room
one of the other sets.
underneath our
It's in.
TV.
So Greg's Robotics has a. They're paying rent in our living room. Jim, welcome in. Jim, for more sunshine, please. Another friend of the channel. Welcome in, buddy. Nice. Thank you. Thank you for being here. We got the Do Philly crew in the house. Hooray.
I like them. They're nice people.
Yeah, they're nice people.
They're good people. Yeah.
You can't say their name right.
Yeah.
Trying to get through the chats without it jumping on me. Yes, Wanda. All right, Amy. Welcome in, Amy. RPC Magic
Wanda
TV.
says that she can't drive, so she'll be no help.
Yeah. If anybody in the chats has any, welcome in, Noah, has any advice as well as we're talking about driving advice for a young 16-year-old teenager, female. Doesn't matter. Does it really doesn't matter?
No.
Maybe, I don't know.
There could be more crying with her.
Really? She didn't
her.
cry at all. I already did one lesson the other day.
I expected tears.
We stayed in a parking lot because I feared for my life.
It's true.
We'll get there.
She feared for her life. She feared. Okay. This
so
is
scared.
just to give you a little background. Okay, Kate. Let's finish the chat
Amy, did
first.
you say
Kay? Yes, I said Amy. And
Okay.
Kay, welcome in. Almost done. Leanne's here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I can't wait to have one of those.
Eric Newman. Well, open them up if you want. Eric Newman, welcome in. He's saying hi to all you guys. Jonathan Chow. Yes. And I believe we are all caught
I
up.
love how they look.
So, Sophie, to give you some background, she has had absolutely no driving experience whatsoever. She's never driven a riding lawnmower. She's never driven a go-kart. She has maybe driven the cars in Tomorrowland like once, and she slams
You're
into
really good.
everything.
I'm sure she's driven you guys crazy.
Oh my God.
Yeah, she's been very, very scared. So usually, I know that when we were kids, we'd ride a bike. She never rode a bike. She never learned to ride a bike yet. We had a bike for her, sat in the shed. She just never wanted to ride a bike. She did it maybe 2 times with a training wheel.
I'm not sharing this.
Okay, whatever. So she didn't have any.
Yeah,
She
whatever.
didn't even play the Atari driving Night Rider game or anything like that. Night Driver.
Nothing.
Yes, no experience whatsoever. So she is pretty much terrified. So I had to start from -0. -10. It's like I had to, basically. she
This
didn't
is
even
the door. Open the door.
Oh yeah, we
Yeah.
had to make sure she sets her mirrors and all that other stuff. But this first time, I didn't even have her step on the gas. We drove around the parking lot with her just using the idle of the car. It brings you around like 2 miles an hour. And so we did a couple laps, and we brought her up to the school, which is all on a Saturday or Sunday. It was
Right, no
it
one's
was
there.
empty and whatnot. So trying to bring her around the parking lot, trying to make sure she imagines 2 lanes in a road, trying to make her keep it to the right side. Had her park twice. The first one had to be across maybe 3 spots. It was like I was like, oh my, this is so.
Oh, she told me she was a little bit crooked.
No,
She didn't tell me it was that bad.
the last one was a little bit crooked,
Okay.
but she was within the line. She was like on top of one line, and the other line had like 4 feet or whatever. But so I was a little bit. We made progress. We did make progress. But that, just to give you background, that's what we're dealing with. Okay, so you have all gone through this already, right?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Did you all have better experiences? Were your kids somewhat knowledgeable of how to drive, how to stay on the right side of the road, or?
Well, I'll say this. What I tried to do, and whenever we were getting ready for them, Walter was first, obviously, and we knew the time was coming. When we were in the car, I would say to him, as I was driving, do you see where I am? Do you see what you have to do? Stop signs, this, that, and the other. Understand a 4-way stop. Just going over different things with him. Look, when you're making a right, yes, it's a right turn on red, but it's got to be clear. Well, I would start to kind of educate him on the nuances of driving before we got behind the wheel. So I did that with him. I would educate him in the car, whereas I would say, all right, he's in the left lane, I'm in the right lane. If we both change lanes at the same time, Walter, who technically has the right of way? Try to trick him on different things like that. So he kind of understood. Remember to put your signal on. Look before you get in the lane. Just different things, just to educate him up front.
Yeah, we did something similar with Madison, especially during driver's ed. I would quiz her that way and just tell her what I would do, kind of tell her how I would go use the gas pedal and the brake, and just so she can get familiar with it and just try to understand what I think of or what I see when I'm driving, and just try to pass that on and just try to make her feel easy about it.
And
So
we
this
did
is way before she
for
even.
a long time before we had her out on the road to get used to all, like, using the blinker and the brakes and the mirrors and make sure so we would drive around the whole school back and forth.
Wow.
For a long time before we brought her on there. Yeah, it was a long time.
That's not when she went out with me.
Well, most of the time I took her out. He drove her.
That's what I would do too.
Yeah, and I was like, I hurt my
I
hand.
couldn't go on the road at first until I knew that I would only take him in the parking lot. I was too afraid to go on the road.
Yeah.
So we had the same routine. Like we'd go to empty parking lots and do all that stuff that you're saying. I made him be the one to take him out on the road until he got a little more used to it before I'd go out with him.
Right.
And it just depends too on when it comes to your child. When you have 2, you got to know your child and know yourself. Like with Mason, I can't take him out to teach him to drive.
He can't teach Mason anything.
It just won't work. It's like oil and vinegar. We won't do well. It's got to be her to do it. If we want to be successful.
He isn't licensed yet.
Right, which is why he's not licensed yet. But with Walter, I know I can take him out. So that's the other thing too. He won't work well with me. We'll argue and it just won't go well.
And we'll have an accident.
So that's typically how it is with me in this house.
Yeah.
But when it came to driving, I would take Madison out and I have her drive around the streets, and I would just tell her, don't worry about if you hit anything. That's what I have car insurance for.
Yeah.
If you just listen and hear how it instructs you, I will not yell. And I never yelled at her.
He always yells.
And I always,
My dad was a yeller too.
Yeller.
He tried to teach me how to ride my bike, and I ended up just throwing it down and saying, I'm not having you teach me anything because you're just mean. So I wouldn't let him take me out driving when I was a teenager. It was my stepmother at the time that took me out, and my cousin. I said, you are not taking me out ever.
But I'll say early on, I got Madison out driving around the neighborhood. Granted, she's probably only doing 5-10 miles per hour, but just to try to get her comfortable and try to teach her on the right, don't take such a wide turn, things like that. And even one day, I think she was out there and I went to her. I'm like, I need a coffee. You're driving me to Dunkin' Donuts. And she was scared.
Yeah.
But I explained to her I wouldn't have had you do it if I didn't think you couldn't do it.
Right.
Now, granted, I was scared, but I didn't let her know that.
But you're right, and that's how they're going to gain their confidence. If you're acting nervous all the time, which is sometimes how I am, Walter would get all upset, and be like, "Mom."
Yeah. Yeah, I would say, Charlie and Stacey, I think it's a gradual process. It really is. It's not something that can be rushed. I think the parking lot is perfect because what it does more than anything else is it gives them a certain comfort level being behind the wheel.
Yeah.
Stepping on the gas, understanding how the car has to turn, not having to worry about other vehicles around, just get the comfort level of speed. Like I'd be on a wide parking lot with Walter and we'd go down to one end and I'd say, hit the gas. Let's go.
You can get a feel for it.
I want you to get a feel for how fast a vehicle can go. Now, I'd make sure you hit the brake in plenty of time, but I wanted him to push it a little bit to get a feel for this is how fast this vehicle can go.
Smoke show with donuts and
no. But we did that. I tell him, I say, make some turns, start turning the wheel. And then I'd get him out in nowhere. I say, now turn around and back us up. And I'd make him go, I'd go 15 parking spots back. I say, just keep going. There's no cars in the parking lot.
Yeah.
But I'd make him go a ways to get comfort, looking behind you, putting your arm up here like this, and being able to go straight and not do all this when you're backing up. So, yeah.
That's what my first time out was, just trying to just get her any comfort level. Just to increase it just a little bit, even because she had none. So I think by the end, we did it for like a half an hour, and by the end, she was a lot more comfortable than when she started. But yeah, we still have a long way to go. And,
now with the whole COVID thing, I don't know if this has changed since you guys have taught your kids or went through it, but we have to keep a log now. We have to have 40 something hours of driving or some crazy number.
We had to do that.
Yeah, we had to do that too.
It was 60 in Maryland. 60 hours.
Oh, I thought it
40
was
hours with parent instruction.
Yeah.
we have to keep a log, the date, time, the whole
weather
thing.
condition.
We didn't have to do that when I was a kid.
Yeah, they made us check the
we didn't
oil, and we had to change the batteries. And no, I'm just kidding.
So
Well, they did in her driver's ed class. She had to go.
I had to show the parts of the engine.
Yeah, it was like you find this in your. They gave a list, and then she had to take a photo with her pointing to the thing in the car.
Oh wow, that's
I thought that was interesting.
That's good though. Because they do need to know how to check things like that. You never know. That's neat.
Teach them how to pump the gas.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll be doing that.
So on a cold day, you can say, "Go do it."
Yeah.
That's true.
So what's your thoughts about, because it's winter up here, so we're gonna get snow. So I know we started Madison around this same time.
Yeah.
Maybe I actually took her early on in the snow in the parking lot. Just when it was like a dusting, just to try to show her that weather condition does change how you brake, how you turn.
Yes.
And I didn't want her to get scared by because we paid for her to go to driving school as well. They're not going to care what the weather conditions are. It's not going to be perfect. I needed her to feel comfortable and understand that things are different depending upon if it's nighttime, daytime, rain and snowing and all that stuff.
Yeah. Well, the first time I brought her out was Sunday, and it was flurrying out. There was nothing on the ground though, so it was pretty much dry.
It was not accumulating at all. But Sophie came home. Can you believe it? Dad took me out in the snow.
It wasn't snow, believe me.
There was no snow.
It was like no snow.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Zero accumulation.
But I'm definitely think I'm gonna need a bigger parking lot, because I want to do what Walt does. I want to make sure she has an understanding of how fast the car can go and going backwards too.
We gotta do it at night
that's gonna be a good thing.
Night versus day.
Yeah, I want more day hours, because again, it gets dark before me and Stacey are out of work.
I know.
So it's like I'm not bringing her out in the dark yet.
Right.
So now we're stuck on the weekends.
Yeah, and I took trash barrels up to the school to have her parallel park in between the trash barrels. So she hit it when it was his old car, so we didn't care if they hit a trash barrel, so it was better.
And the other thing too, with parallel parking that I did with Walter, I didn't even have trash cans or anything. I just said, let's just get you in the understanding of the motion of how you parallel park.
Mhm.
We'll get to the dimensions soon enough. Get comfortable on how you do it, and then from there we'll start working with dimensions. Because once he's got a comfort level of understanding how the car needs to turn,
Yeah.
this, that, and the other, I said it might make it a little bit easier when now you've only got a limited space to do it. So I didn't give him that limited space to start. I knew he would overshoot it either way, but at least he got the comfort level of understanding the coordination behind doing that.
That's
That's what they do.
Because he actually looked the wrong way the first time. He went this way. And I'm like, no, look that way.
Yeah.
They do that in driver's ed, but they do that on the side of the street, but they don't do it between two cars. Just they do it just to get into behind one. So they don't, just the motion.
Oh yeah.
Just want to take a second and welcome in Carlos, Leanne Sherbick, and Tina. I believe I'm not sure if I said them out loud, but
Yeah, you just did.
welcome in. And
Leanne.
DG Explorers.
DG Dilly.
Leanne, she's already popping into your.
I've had 2 so far.
Yeah. Welcome in, Derek and Gregory.
I don't know why Leanne hasn't sent them to us.
Stacy's not sharing.
Mm-mm. I didn't bring enough for the class.
So Carlos didn't bother teaching Michaela parallel parking. In Rhode Island, it's not needed for the road test. Whoa.
That's because the state is as big as a parallel park.
I know, it's like
It's
2
on the
meters
road.
long.
Maryland, right before Walter went to get his test, they stopped making the kids do it. I think it's kind of silly because, especially in Maryland, if you're going in the city, there's tons of places you have to parallel park. So it kind of irritated me
A lot.
that they're letting kids not learn these things, although they did have them back in to a spot. So he had to know how to do that. I still taught him how to parallel park because at the end, that's what we focused a lot on. We kind of saved a lot of that for last.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sophie has to do parallel park if she has to park on a hill.
Right.
Big
Yeah.
incline.
Hill
Those are
stops.
the main things I think
We
Yeah.
had to do that.
that she has to do.
Three-point turn, that stuff. Yeah.
I'm proud of my parallel parking ability.
Oh, he's really good.
So.
I hate.
I am the opposite.
I will drive around to the far away parking lot so I don't have to park.
I hate it.
If I can just pull in so that way I can just pull out,
Yep.
Yeah.
I will do that.
Welcome in, Ray J. Thanks for being here.
I'll
The
miss
one
you
other thing
guys.
we did with Madison, when she was comfortable and, this was probably, she had a lot of hours in her belt, but I'd have her drive herself to school with me in the car.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And then if I picked her up, I'd drive to the school to pick her up, but I'd have her drive home.
Yeah.
So it would serve 2 purposes. She got more driving experience, got used to those same roads every single day.
Yeah.
But it made her feel proud of herself because now she's there with her friends,
Her
kids
friends
from the
seeing
school,
her.
seeing her kind of, driving around. So I think they gave her even more confidence.
In Daddy's hot red car.
Yeah. Well, Sophie's one of the younger ones, like of her grade. So all her friends at
How is that? Her birthday's in June.
I don't know, it just is. So all her friends that are at dance, they already have the license, so they've been doing it for almost a year.
Wow.
And she has it. So she's probably the only her and one other person don't have the license because their birthdays are I don't know. Yeah. So she doesn't care. you
Yeah, she
know.
doesn't wanna do
It
anyways, right?
doesn't bother her a bit. So I don't have that to go off of, but
Now did
making
you,
her to and from, I like that.
I teach her by putting the trash cans in front of her car now. So when she goes out on trash day, she has no choice than to get in between them in my truck.
I thought he was going to say that's how he gets her to put the trash out. She's going to move the trash and put it out.
What she should do is move the trash cans in front of his car so that he has to move them to get out.
Charlie Stacy, does your vehicle have the a rear camera?
It
Hers
does.
does, but the one that we're gonna be, Sophie's gonna be getting
Yours.
the gray Hyundai when she's ready for it. We're gonna give her that one. That one does not have the rear camera, so that's why I'm trying to teach her in that car since that's the car she's gonna have.
Yeah, I think it's better to. I think you're better off teaching without the camera.
Our
I
car.
think I'm only mentioning because I think for the test you
can't have the car with the rear camera.
Right.
Oh, interesting.
But we just had them do in the driver's ed car. Says they had
Yeah,
to-
that's what we're gonna do too.
I
We're
was
gonna
gonna
have
say most cars have them now, right? So if you have newer cars, how are you gonna?
Yeah,
how
you
are
can
gonna
disable
make
it.
you do that?
But
That's still silly.
So
Eventually, that's going to be a thing of the past.
So
I mean, I still think they need to learn the right way. I mean, we have cameras in our cars now, and we've had my car about 4 years, and I still turn. It's like I forget I have that there, and I'm like,
I don't
it's
trust
better.
it. I don't trust the camera.
Yeah, it's just
they got my car crooked. I don't understand.
You do without the camera.
No, that's true, but
You gotta know your camera. You gotta know exactly how close you are when you're getting into the yellow or the red or whatever. You're really, really close on some of those cameras.
So Carlos has a good point that he was trying to teach his daughter in a large pickup. So most of her driving was done
in your car. All in your car. Except for
the smaller SUV, because I feel like if you can teach them to drive, like I learned in a really big car, and I knew if I could drive that, I could drive anything.
Yeah, ours is not tiny. It's not too low.
You can
it's an SUV, some mid-size SUV.
Yeah.
So we feel safe with her in it. Yeah, we used to have a Durango, which was a lot bigger. We don't have that anymore. But yeah, if you learn how to drive the big trucks, then the tiny ones are a lot easier to see and to judge spacing and stuff like that.
Zip around, yeah.
But Gayla's bad habit was her driving Suzanne's car with the camera. She ended up shutting it off so she would stop looking. Oh,
that's neat. I didn't know you could do that.
Shut the cameras off, huh?
I had no idea.
Yeah. How do you do that, Carlo?
Well, it's
called closing your eyes.
Depending on those cameras, it's like, what in the world with Russ? Welcome in, Russ.
Yeah.
Hello, Russell.
You should teach Sophie how to also change a tire, put gas in, and fill up the blinker fluid. The blinker fluid. You got to send her into the auto place. You got to go in and get some blinker fluid for me.
Yeah, let her know that if the fluid runs out, the car's blinkers won't work.
Well, it seems like it must be everybody out there because nobody uses them.
Yeah, I think everybody's out in Florida because they don't use them down here.
That's the problem.
That's funny.
That is.
So Madison, once she got comfortable, my problem with her was she would speed a lot.
Yeah,
too fast. And what she hated was I didn't have to look at the speedometer. I could just hear the engine and have a good feel for it. And I would just tell her, you're over the speed limit. You got to pay attention to that. I mean, I do it with her all the time, and she drives her crazy that I could just wait.
Well, I don't drive them normally. I just on the
Florida trip, I could just be sleeping, and I can know
too fast.
if she's going too fast. I immediately wake up and say, "Yo, way over the speed limit. You need to slow down."
You and Walter are the same
What
person.
are you, the speed whisperer? No, it's true. I'm the same way. I can tell when Melissa starts to really rev the gas. I'm like, what are you doing?
And so I try to pass.
We need to do something with them.
You can hear it.
Listen.
Oh, it's a Chevy, so they have a
Okay.
just including the
Interesting.
Well, I think that's the only thing Chevy cars do right then.
Whoa! Welcome in, Karki.
Hi, Carol.
Hi, Carol.
No. Sophie is.
You don't like Chevys either.
No, I know, but you have to say it out loud to people.
Oh, sorry, I was out loud.
Insulting their cars.
No, I'm not insulting their car. I'm insulting Chevys.
I think the main issue with Sophie's going to be trying to make her, there's a danger with aggressive drivers. The drivers that are too aggressive, but there's also a danger for drivers that are too timid, especially on the highway that can get people killed.
Oh my
I
God.
want to make sure. I think she's going to be more of a timid type. I need to make sure that she's aggressive enough before she's going on the roads.
Yeah.
Where she's not just pulling out onto a highway doing 20, pulls in front of someone, and all of a sudden, there's a major accident or something like that.
Right.
Yeah,
I think the thing with that too is because I felt like early on Walter was kind of timid as well. When it comes to the time for the highway, I told him, I was like, look, no big deal. We're just going to take this exit. We're going up to the very next exit. You don't have to stay on here for long. And just keep them in that right lane. It's the slow lane anyway. And you're right. I mean, I think she'll get it. As time goes on, she's going to become more and more comfortable, Charlie. Yeah. That timidness will eventually fade away. She may not be an aggressive driver, hopefully not, but she'll be a safe driver and she'll be a good driver, and it'll go away.
Give her all the time she needs.
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously there's no rush.
I remember during when I was taking driver's ed, and it was me and two other people, and then they had the instructor, and they took me on the highway for the first time,
Mm.
and they wanted me to change lanes, and I'm like, no. And they're like,
Really?
you gotta change lanes. I'm like, I can't. Like, I wasn't comfortable looking, and how did I know 100% that there's no one there? And they're like, you gotta change that. I'm like, okay, and I just changed. I'm like, I hope there's nobody there.
Right? Oh God.
And I changed lane. I was like, and everything was fine.
You lived.
I lived, but
That's what happened to me too. That Southeast Expressway going towards Boston. That's where they had me drive first time.
Oh,
And then I
really?
drove, and I drove on the. I'm like, can we get off now? 'Cause
Boston's awful. Mm.
Yeah.
Max still has not been on a freeway. She does not want to go on Route 2.
Oh.
And I gotta take her at some point. I mean, you guys know how Route 2 is. I mean,
Yeah.
I hate Route 2 and I hate 495.
Well, it depends on what part of it too. From here to Air, it's not too bad, but if you're out towards Concord, Acton, then that's a
Well,
problem.
yeah, take a Route 2 towards the Mount. That would be easier.
Oh yeah,
yes. Yeah.
definitely.
That's the,
I think
We were gonna stop that before you driving her to school. We're gonna have her drive on the highway there, but then COVID happened, so she's remote now. So
Yeah.
that kind of.
And I will also say that for us, we don't like her. We haven't had her like pick up Ronnie too much, but the first time we've had it, and I'll tell you, it was very nerve wracking.
Yeah. To her be alone. I think it's like the control thing. We just can't let go. You know what I mean?
welcome in.
She
Welcome
would
in.
drive me to school, in which I live my school's right up the street, and then she would pick him up from school.
Yeah.
So she was helping that way.
Yeah, maybe in a year or something, Sophie might be driving Avery to school.
Mm.
But
I asked Avery.
that would be very interesting.
I asked Avery if he wants to learn how to drive sometime, and he was like, like he feel less.
He has no desire now.
Yeah.
That's a whole other discussion.
Neither does Melissa.
They would allow. I imagine it's what what each individual autistic person's abilities are. I imagine, But
Yeah, but he doesn't. He can learn. Like he passed all his MCAS, and he can learn if you like go over it like you repetitive.
does anybody know an autistic person with a driver's license?
No, I don't.
Yeah, just curious.
I mean, I think.
But
so.
I don't know that necessarily means they can't, right?
Right. I think it's up to their personal abilities and what they're, it doesn't, in other words, his inability to do math with money shouldn't affect whether or not he can.
I know, but he's going to remember. He's going to pass that. He's going to take the class and pass the test first, the written test.
Yeah, I bet he would do great with that. He's good with tests.
I won't have any problem with that.
I got to say, Jim makes a good point. He says practice makes perfect. You can see the improvement in the boys' confidence in driving from month to month. Even the frequent little 5-minute trips to the store were beneficial.
Mm-hmm.
I agree 100%.
Yeah,
I would have Walter. I would do that. I'd say, hey, Walt, run down to the store and get me a soda. And he'd run down and he'd drive down and get me. It's right down the street. But it was a good way for him to practice after he had his license. To run down there and get it.
Yeah.
Welcome in, Trish.
Well, it's funny too, just kind of a funny story on my part. They watch you too, because they're going to watch. So you want to kind of teach by example too when you're driving, because kind of a funny story with me when I was in driver's ed. I had to go up to drive and we got to a stop sign and I didn't completely stop. I kind of rolled through and went there. The guy's like, what did you just do? I'm like, well, that's what my mom does all the time. Threw her right under the bus. So, she always did the rolling stop. So I thought that was okay. So make sure you're driving the way you want your kids to drive.
Yeah, she'll point out things. Well, Mom, the driver's ed book says blah, blah, blah. And it's like, well, you know what?
Once they take driver's ed, it's true.
My driver's ed instructor always said, the stop sign, you have to count the 4 at a stop sign.
Oh.
I was like, really?
I remember during lessons, because we had multiple people in the car, when they would back up, you have to have your head turned back the entire time to come to a complete stop. And that driver's ed teacher would slam on the brakes. So we're all like, you know. So I was the only one that when we actually took the test, I was the only one that actually did it because I didn't want the instructor to slam the brake
Yeah,
on me and freak out.
Oh, you had McCarter too?
I think so.
Yeah, she had the same instructor as me. They did the same exact thing.
Oh my god!
If you were backing up, you had to be looking back until you were completely stopped.
If you said
or
moving
else
your
he
head,
slammed the brakes on, scared the
yeah,
shit out of you.
yeah.
It was like, oh.
Yeah. And he
you
did.
always look backwards. You don't.
Yeah. Oh my
You
god!
don't turn around until your car is completely stopped.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
That was engraved in my
with me,
brain.
yeah.
Yeah. That's funny.
And he had the little, he had the instructor foot brake in front of him.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So
he used that heavily.
He had the access to slam it on the brake.
Yeah.
He must have.
Yeah.
He must have valued his life with all the.
Oh my god!
I can't imagine doing that as a job. It's just so frightening.
Nope.
Never.
Yeah.
Did you welcome in Jonathan?
Jonathan Chong, yes.
Okay, just
Yeah.
wanted
A long time ago. Yeah.
Yeah,
Alex, far away.
I just had my dad teach me how to drive. I didn't go to any school. I think I had my license within 2 months that I had my permit.
No.
Really?
My
They're
parents.
now
Drive it
they're
up.
now doing.
I'll drive it
I
there.
don't remember who taught me.
Was that down in Rhode Island too, or
Yeah, down on Rhode Island. Yep.
Okay.
Rhode Island?
Right now they're so backed up with kids going for their tests and stuff because of how, with the COVID, there was a whole big time period that nothing was happening. So they're trying to get like the ones that the older kids first. So even if we get in all our hours, I don't even know if Sophie would be able to take the test yet.
Right.
Because of how it took her. She was supposed to start driver's ed, but because there were so many more kids older than her that also signed up, they bumped her for a whole nother session.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's done.
So now it's, they said that even if you get all your hours in, they're going to look at the date of birth, and that's who gets to take it first. So
That's
Is that
interesting.
with the school or is that a private one?
school, Leominster High, yeah.
Yeah, we didn't go to the school. I actually didn't think we had it with the school. We
Yeah,
did safe roads. He's a police officer in Fitchburg, the traffic officer. Actually, he was my boss because I was crossing guard.
Oh,
So,
funny.
yeah.
Oh,
She'll
Georgia
do.
required 80 hours behind
Wow.
the wheel.
Didn't one of you say 80 hours too, or 60?
Ours was 60 in Maryland.
Mhm.
I don't know what that number is. I just know it's like it's a crazy number to me. Like
I think
I thought 40 was
40
crazy.
or 48.
Yeah, I think
yeah.
48 is actually the right number that we have.
so. I mean, she'll do good. Ultimately, I think as long as you give her the 3 P's, she'll be fine. Patience, positivity, and practice. She'll be all right.
Just make that up. It was good. It was good though. I'm just
No, I have full confidence.
Good.
So out of all of us, Sophie would be. She'll do fine.
Yes, I'd rather have
She's very
her be-
smart and she listens.
Slow and steady always wins the race.
Mhm.
The race.
So I know she's going to be perfectly fine. It's just her issue is confidence into herself
Right.
with everything, even like her singing and acting. She doesn't think she's good enough, or everything was bad, even though it was wonderful. Like so
Yeah, and
driving's going to be the same thing with her.
When I was talking to her, I wanted to make sure, since she is like a more of a timid person, one of the talks that we had was making sure that she pays attention to what she's doing in the car. She can control what she's doing in the car.
Yeah.
Not to listen to anyone beeping at her. Just ignore any beeps or anything like that. Your job
Just
is to
use that
control your
hand
car.
freely.
To control what you can control. Concentrate on your car.
Right, and she'll know. And but driving, there's also a tangible feeling of doing well, in my opinion. When you're driving down the road, you'll get that comfort level. You'll know that you're doing well and that you're getting better at it. It just comes natural. She might not feel that way right away, but as time goes on, it's going to become second nature, and then
Right.
off she goes.
So your kids already had some time driving with you before you put them with the driver's school?
It was a requirement for us.
Yeah.
Us too.
Yeah, it was required.
They'd
I don't
make you
know.
take them out before they would take them out.
I was
That's
hoping
so many
that-
hours.
Because in the beginning, I was hoping that it was the other way around, that she'd be with the driver school people before us to
That
get
way
at
she's
least the
shown
basics and
right.
stuff and shown the correct way.
Right.
'Cause I'm not a driver.
That's
instructor.
how it was when I was a kid.
Right.
You went with the driver ed instructor because when we would go and take the classes over different nights they would take us out driving first. So I don't
That's
know
what I
why
thought,
they
too.
changed it up, but that's how it was for me.
Well, they said with Madison, they said she needs more practice, so you need to take her out more.
Yeah, but I
Not
think you
driving.
need to have a certain amount of hours before you go.
You did.
And the reason why is because there's usually another kid in the car as well.
We had other kids in the car too, though. I remember, like me and my friend took it together. I'm really shocked that they did
don't
it that
have
way,
now.
but
You
they
do not-
did.
Yeah, they always
Might be
have
wrong.
a server and then a driver, and then you switch.
Yeah, so she won't have that.
You got a super chat.
What?
So
Oh yeah. Yeah, yep.
We're
Have a
gonna
super
welcome
chat.
in Nikki's playing too.
those Uber people can't drive. Oh my god.
Oh, there it is.
That's
How
hilarious.
come we're so
Going
far
on with
behind?
my-
Thank
yeah,
you, Jim.
thank you very much, Jim. Mike. Oh, there it is. I had to refresh my chat. I was
Did
like,
you
what the
read
what's
his
Paul talking
comment?
about?
Read his
If
comment.
things don't work out, this is for Sophie's first Uber.
That is awesome.
Thank you so much, Jim. We appreciate it. Thanks
I
for
know
the
she's gonna
vote of
be
confidence
good.
and-
She pays attention to detail.
Yeah, well, I
and-
want to make. I'm just worried about her getting frazzled or something, doing something.
Yeah, I don't know. I was quite impressed with her when she went to the shooting range and she hit the bullseye.
Well, those go hand in hand.
She was awesome.
She was like she's
Rambo.
a sharpshooter. Like she's going to be a sharpshooter. Yeah, I couldn't get over it. So I was totally
Remind
freaked
me
out.
not to have road
Why
rage
is
with
the
her.
gun shaking? So yeah,
I posted like Instagrams of her target thing of her target
wow.
results, and she was pretty tight circle there.
yeah,
pretty
she was
good.
awesome. Yeah,
Very
so
impressive.
That's neat.
All right, so
I think she'll be fine.
it's
But
already
she seems to be
7:41.
very detail oriented and wants to get things right. So she'll work
Right.
on it until she does. I think.
Right. I think it's the confidence will be her issue.
confidence and her just go over her fear factor and
Right.
It was like that with
Sounds like me.
practice.
It was like that with Madison, and I just think as long as you consistently take them out and
Mhm.
lash out, don't yell.
Yeah.
They'll get there.
Yeah.
How
yeah.
long before they
Isn't
were
that
showing like
You have to take her out
confidence?
more to get her confidence back up because she hasn't really drove because she's been remote. So we don't even use your car basically at all. It just sits there because
Was the confidence level like increased like a couple weeks, couple days, couple?
I think it's different for every kid.
Yeah.
It's going to depend on the job.
Yeah.
Some are going to take longer to get that confidence. But I will say this, Charlie. I know you said you don't want to take her out at night, but get her out at night.
Yeah, that's
Well, I will.
Just wants him to be a
Just
little more
not
confident.
Right.
Her a
Yeah,
little
right.
more
Oh, I
confident
know.
first.
But I'm just saying because there's going to be a lot of times when she drives at night. Because like I know this one girl that just hates driving at night and can't see or thinks she can't see at night and just
I have the same problem.
blinded by all the
It's
headlights.
raining.
And I don't know who that is. I can't remember. I think it was. And
That's when it's
it's really
raining.
terrifying. So we don't want that.
I hate driving.
I wonder who
really
I'm
don't
talking
love
about.
driving. I'm not a fan. Still.
I have a problem with this one is she says she can't drive at night. So we're driving to Florida. I need a break. I'll let her take over. And she goes, "Well, I really can't see the road where I'm going, but we'll be fine."
We'll be fine. And it's hard
Something
to
will
see.
stop us.
What's it called?
Meredith, you and I are
It's
way
hard
too
to
much
see.
the same.
I'm like, I can't see.
It's true.
It must
The
take.
lights come at you. It's awful.
Don't look at it.
No, they
Yeah.
still come at you.
I
No,
can
'cause
put the hand up, block it. Is this the
No,
thing?
when you have astigmatism, all the lights look big lines.
Look
When
past
That's
My
the-
mom
what I
has that.
have, so that
My
makes
mom gets the lines go
That's
right
what it
through
is.
her eyes.
Okay, we're getting off topic.
It must take you 30 minutes just to adjust the seat between you two.
Oh no, it's a button. This guy's a button.
Do you have a button? Yeah.
I was one.
She'll go out to her
Which is
car.
all right.
She'll get in her car and she'll be sitting there for 10 minutes. I'm like, what are you doing?
Oh, me?
Yes.
That's usually because I'm
Oh
getting my
my God.
music on.
She's getting her music on. She's setting this. She's setting that. Do I have this one? Do I have this one? Oh my God.
He can't even get in the car when we go in his
John.
car because we move his seat. He can't even get in it because it's so close up.
Yeah, I tell her, learn to adjust your seat in the mirrors while you're driving. 'Cause that's
Yeah.
what I do.
I think you should do
that's
a short
distraction.
Meredith of
Pedals.
fixing the seat.
I want to be comfortable.
Right.
Just helpful, by the way, Charlie and Stacy.
So another thing I want to pass on to you guys, because this is a shock to us. When you add Sophie to your insurance, I doubled.
Yeah.
And that's with a discount from her going to the school.
Mm-hmm.
So you be prepared for that.
Yeah. It doubled?
It
Well,
does.
unless you have the discount double take.
No, your rates are going to be at least with girls, it's cheaper than boys.
Yes.
But yeah, it's going to be a bit up there.
Yeah, it's always funny how they talk about never discriminate, and insurance is one of the biggest.
They're leaning toward that, though.
in the
Some
world.
states don't do that. Some states don't. That's changing.
If you have a red car, your insurance is higher.
No, that's a myth.
It's not a myth.
It is a myth.
It is not a myth.
Well, at least in all the states I've written insurance in,
You've written
that's
into.
a myth.
We're insurance people. That's what we do for a living.
Yeah. But
See,
if she gets good grades, she'd be eligible for a good student
That's
discount,
true,
which
too.
I know that helps. The driver training usually get discounts for. I don't know how it precisely works in Massachusetts, but I know,
Also, vehicles to drivers helps a lot too.
yeah, if you have more drivers than vehicles, the
That's a
rate will
good
be
thing.
cheaper.
Mhm.
But if you have 3 cars in the household and
And
3
three
drivers,
drivers,
they'll make her a primary driver instead of occasional,
gonna
which
go
will drive
up.
up your rate.
'Cause-
So
yep, she'll be an occasional
don't
driver.
get another car right
yeah,
away.
don't get a third car.
We're trying to get rid of one.
Yeah,
We don't use it. It's at least so.
exactly. Especially now, you're
So
right.
you
So if you're
wait
able
to
to,
license. And
but
then-
until she gets older, because of course she's very young. So once
Yeah.
she gets older, she has more years behind her. The surcharges won't be as high.
Okay.
But
And if I'm to be honest, I'd rather have having Madison being timid and just being not having that confidence. I'd rather have that.
mhm.
I got Ronnie who just turned 15, so he's waiting. He's already licking his chops for 6 months. And, I'm gonna get going, and I'm gonna drive fast, just like you, Dad. I already know how to drive.
Yeah.
And that
Yeah.
worries me more
I
than
agree.
the other way.
True. Yeah. That
Some
would be-
insurance companies now too have telematics programs, and that's where you can get an app on your phone and they track, like, if you have hard braking, quick accelerating, how many miles. It's like a discount program, but it's also a way to keep your kid accountable. So you can say, hey, I can see what you're doing. And it's a way to save money. So depending on the company you're with, a lot of them are coming out with that. Some of them have had it for years, like Progressive's had it forever.
What do you think? What do you think Melissa does for a living?
But just, trying to save you some money.
Can we get this?
Through insurance.
Walter has the
No,
telematics, right?
I can't be
Walter
in
has. We have the telematics in Walter's car.
Some companies you do it for a short amount of time and they only track you for a few months. Some you do it the whole time you're insured.
But it'll help to give you a discount,
Yeah,
right? It'll
it
help to
helps
give you or keep a
yeah.
lower rate
Yeah.
if you do the telematics.
Depending on the data collected, you
Right.
can get additional savings after it's completed.
Mhm.
Or, it'll just be at each renewal based on what they track. Because some companies you keep it in all the time.
All right.
I know Sophie is going to be a
Wow.
lot more cautious. She's not going to be aggressive
Mhm.
driver. If anything, she'll be more on the cautious side. So I don't think we have anything to worry about her.
Yeah.
I think we'll be good. It's just her confidence is where and comfort level. I think those are the 2 things that she needs.
Yeah. And we've already driven into her brain that she's not allowed to text or anything like that while driving.
No, yeah.
Oh,
That
no.
stuff works.
Right.
Madison knows that to text before you get there. When she gets there, say if she's there,
Actually,
but not driving.
That's a good point, because sometimes you find out about accidents in the news, like someone getting in an accident because they were texting or whatever. I'd actually point that out to Madison, and just say, this is why we're telling you not to text and drive or deal with phone calls, because this is the stuff that can happen.
Yeah.
I even had to talk about drinking and driving. I mean, even though I know you're
She
not,
doesn't drink.
she's not old enough to drink,
Yeah,
but
but she
just to
wouldn't
kind of
drink it.
reiterate, it's
Yeah.
a big responsibility.
Yeah.
That's true.
Absolutely.
That's huge.
Huge thing is to make sure that she understands that phone, whatever's being texted to her, it can wait.
Right.
Well, Mason actually, after he took driver's ed, they used that tactic. And some of the videos they showed them, he came home one night from driver's ed. He was scared to death. He was like lecturing me, like if I went to go pick up my phone in the car, he actually had nightmares one night and he couldn't sleep because they showed him a car that was really twisted up from someone texting and driving. And it scared him.
Yeah, they have a machine that they a simulator, and it tells like they're texting, and then they crash all the time. So they had that at the school.
I remember in high school around prom time, they would bring a wrecked car
Oh
and
yeah.
put it right
Mhm.
at the thing and say, "This is what happened with a drunk driver."
Mhm.
Every year we'd have a new wrecked car
Wow.
on the
Yep.
grounds of the school.
Yeah, I
You
think they
know,
did that in Aspen school too.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Oh, Cherie, Karki is saying hello to you. I guess his comment was, or their comment is grayed out for some reason. I don't see it to ungray it out. So, but she's saying, they're saying hi. So,
hopefully Cherie's appointment went well today too.
yeah, Cherie, hopefully your appointment went well.
Yeah.
Thumbs up. Hopefully. Wow. So we're already at 10 of.
Wow, it went by quick.
Thank you guys for all of your help. We definitely have some things that I wasn't thinking about, so that's going to definitely help.
Yeah.
And again, we're going to take it very, very slow with her. And again, the repetitiveness is going to be key, I think.
Yeah.
And as the days get longer and we're able to do it after work, that'll help a lot,
Right.
I
Right.
think. And then it's going to be making her, again, her driving, especially around town, to like just get comfortable.
Yeah.
and
Yeah, we
whatnot.
took Madison a lot in Ashburnham by her school. It's long, windy roads, but there's not many cars, so it's you get more confidence of the feel of the road, but you don't have someone on your, bumper, because they did that to driver's ed. They would yell at people. They were in the driver's ed and they're yelling at the kids because they're not driving. I mean, it's like, why are you doing that? The poor kid's nervous as it is, and
True,
great.
yeah. We got magnets for our car that says student driving.
oh yeah, we got
Yeah.
that too.
Yeah.
We had that.
Please be patient or something
yeah,
like that.
please be
Yeah.
patient.
Yeah.
She left it. She left it
That way
on
they're
my
not
car
laying on the horn
to
and
work
staring.
one day. And I'm driving. I have all these people beeping at me, and I'm driving down Route 2 to Waltham, and I do my usual thing, and people are beeping at me because they thinking I'm a new driver.
You're a new driver going 90 down.
Just a math,
You think that would keep people from doing that because they know you're already nervous? That's so. People are so. Ugh.
What are they?
Ugh.
Yeah, well, in the meantime, Ron's putting everyone on. He's down there going like this and this one.
No wonder why they're beeping.
Well, 9 times out of 10, when someone's driving, crappy, they're on the phone because you go
Yes.
past them. They're on the phone.
True, yeah. they're on the
90% of
phone.
the time.
Well,
Exactly.
and don't eat and drive with your kids because my son Ronnie saw me actually eating pork chops. Like I'm cutting pork chops on the steering wheel with a plate, eating rice. And he's like, Dad, I can do that. You can teach me. And I'm like,
Had
no,
to
no,
take
no.
them to
See, I
practice.
told you they watch
Gotta
you.
eat as you
We
come
do.
through.
Yeah,
I'm
they
gonna
watch.
do
They
things.
You
watch.
literally were eating pork chops? That's not
No.
being funny.
No, I cut them up and put it in.
No, I was cutting it up.
Ron.
Ronnie, don't-
I know.
I mean, you've
I've
got
eaten-
handhelds.
I've eaten cereal and soup
something.
from a bowl while I'm driving.
Oh my god.
Oh, we were doing hibachi this one time. As the food was in the air, I'd put my hands back on the wheel. As it was coming down, I'd hurry up and take.
He's catching up
Had to
with
use
his
our
car.
legs a little bit. You know.
Well,
Yeah, he does
No,
that.
I do that, and
I can't stand when he does that.
Well,
With his legs on.
Ron, I'll teach you how to do the hibachi in the
Oh
car.
my god.
yeah.
Oh, it drives me bananas.
Well, before we go to mousekeeping tonight, I just wanted to give you guys a chance to tell us what's going on with your channels. Ron and Meredith, you guys want to go first? What's coming up?
Yeah. So we have a lot of vlogs we're trying to get together from our trip. It's been kind of slow going there. But we're going to be live tomorrow and just kind of doing a trip recap.
Yeah.
Talk about all the fun we had
Yeah,
and
I
people
don't think
we
we
met.
start the hall yet.
Oh, no, Merritt's probably going to 3 live stream haul again.
Oh my God. Part
I don't even know
47.
Got many small things.
She filled up 2 duffel bags and a small suitcase full.
Yeah, and there's a few
Oh my
Disney bags.
goodness.
Some of that's other people's stuff, I think.
Sure.
So instead of it being a week full of merch vlogs, it's going to be about 5 days.
Yeah.
Any fun candy that we can watch you eat?
I did get some Japanese candy that I don't know what it is.
Neat.
All right. That's the best
Awesome.
store for
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
mystery
know.
candy.
And,
Yeah.
and best candy we had to get is I had to get the Stitch, the sour Mike and Ike's. I stocked up on those.
Really?
You know what we were not able to find during this last trip? The goofy sour cherry balls.
Oh, that's
I
too bad.
looked
'Cause we had a bag
everywhere.
Walt didn't like them.
Really? Well, they didn't have them anywhere, and it was funny because a woman. I was in the Pop Century store, and I was looking, and then I heard a woman say to their friend, "I can't find these cherry balls anywhere." And I'm like, "Oh my god, I'm looking for them too."
Too
So I told them
funny.
they're not in Magic Kingdom. They're not like I started naming all the places I looked.
Did they
Yeah.
stop making them?
I don't know.
They were having a big
Hoarding
buy
them.
one get one free sale on the candy right before Christmas. I wonder if they're just like
Sold out.
new batches coming or changing things up. I don't know.
I did get some Mike and Ike, but I couldn't find the cherry balls at all.
The new Kia pork
That
chop.
stinks.
Applesauce not included.
Reminded me of the Brady Bunch. Pork chop. and applesauce. All right, go do the list.
Walt and Melissa, what do you guys got coming up?
No, that's all you.
We got a lot coming up. 3 streams this weekend. Friday night from Epcot, Saturday morning from Magic Kingdom, Sunday from Animal Kingdom. It's going to be awesome.
Time.
Yeah, making up for lost time. Next weekend we'll be at Hollywood Studios, and then we're doing another resort tour as we tour Animal Kingdom Lodge. And then also, Steve and I at the end of the month have on the 24th of January our premiere episode of the Disney Double Take. It's going to be kind of like a debate show. We pick a topic each time, and one of us will be on one side, one of us will be on the other side, and we debate it. And then you guys vote on who you think won. And it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a lot of. I'm going to put whoever's channel it's on. The voting will be in the community page where you can go in and vote on who you think won. And then last but not least, Melissa and I have our podcast coming up on the Magic of the Mouse Radio. Our premiere episode of the Kingdom Clubhouse, it's called, will be Monday, January 25th at 9 a.m. on Magic of the Mouse Radio.
So much going on. We were having Disney withdrawals, so
Yeah, we got a lot going on. So thank you for giving us the time.
Awesome. That's good.
2 hours later.
Yeah, I know.
Thank you guys for joining us tonight. I know that let's see, I have some list of things that we're going to be doing. Oh, we're going to be starting back up our Sunday morning shows. Our latest Sunday morning.
What day?
In the morning. Monday. Sunday, probably at 11.
11, yeah.
Sunday.
It might be every other week, but it might be weekly, depending on how many things we can get lined up. We see an opportunity of which we can, because we have a bunch of channels that we wanted to interview or get to know them a little bit better and have them on the show, but we know some people can't make our Wednesday night time slot. So we thought we would open up the Sunday morning time slots for some people that to give them a chance to be able to come and join us. And these people that we've been wanting to contact, but we know they can't do Wednesday nights. So we're going to try to make that happen on Sunday mornings.
You'll put the thumbnails out when we are going to do them.
Yeah. And another thing I wanted to mention, I know everybody and their mothers are doing shorts now.
Yeah.
And we actually had one that was pretty successful for us. It's for us it's over 3,000, so that's successful for us.
Right. I gotta say though, with the shorts, I know everyone's jumping on it because of how people are having a lot of success with it.
YouTube's trying to compete with TikTok.
I know, but
so they're pushing the shorts.
What I liked and the reason why I got interested in the shorts, other than that, was during Vlogmas, everyone was putting shorts, and I was able to watch a lot of different channels because they were short ones. So I was able to see other people's content that I, because I don't have a lot of time
to see.
So I loved it. I absolutely loved the shorts, and I actually have said to some people, I'm like, I wish you'd continue to just do this.
Shorts,
yeah. So, and it's really quick to put together. So
it does open another window to the channel,
right?
Right. If you're still doing, your regular content like Disney stuff, then maybe these people, they see the short, they see the Disney stuff, and then they discover your channel that you're more about Disney, and then they subscribe or something like that.
Right.
So you could see that.
Yeah.
Now, if you're putting a short on about volcanoes and you're a Disney Channel, then
Right,
you don't
right.
want 500 subs from a volcano video expecting that every day. You know,
Right,
but,
right, right. Yeah, yeah. But I really I enjoy the shorts. I like watching people's shorts. I have because I can do it. Like I don't have 5 hours where I can watch an hour, half hour, half hour. I have little pieces of time throughout the day, so I can catch different.
we got to get going.
Okay.
So yeah. So let's just say thank you guys for joining us. We have tomorrow at 9:00. We have the Philly crew going live. Right, and you guys trip recap from you guys. We will be in the chats there. We will see you guys all there. Next at 8:00, D&G Explorers. Tell them it's a herd attack. Go tell them. And Derek and Gregory, great friends of ours, great supporters of the channel. They speak much better than I do.
Yeah, what Charlie said.
You gotta pay attention.
And so D&G is at 8:00. This and that at 9:00. Tuesdays they have a super lineup. I don't know. That's up to you guys. But Tuesdays, super lineup. We have More Sunshine Please at 7, followed by Dissanity at 8. Our friends Walt and Melissa. Go check out the Tuesday lineup. It's very, very fun. That's one of our must-see Tuesday nights. We watch Jim and Melissa every week. Jim and Melissa and Walt every week. And
yeah, so Pixie Chicks.
Pixie
We're
Chicks.
hoping to have a show January. So I don't, Melissa, you responded, but Meredith, I don't know if you saw the text. I gotta reach out and find Donna too.
It's almost January.
We're hoping to do one on a Saturday night, around 5:00 on a Saturday. We're just gonna find out what's convenient for our group.
I can do it. I don't think we have anything, right?
I don't know.
I think so.
Okay. Well, just let me know. You can message me.
Yes. And don't forget to check out Dean at theliveplace.com. He has everybody listed there, all family-friendly live streams across the gamut of subject matter. So go check him out. Is that all?
I think so.
Jerry, yes.
Yes,
All right.
I gotta go eat more of my.
We're gonna head over to
Rubbing it
D&D
in.
Explorers.
The big week gone by tomorrow.
Precious.
All right. You have a nice chocolatey breath right now, man, so that's good.
Between my M&Ms and.
Well, everyone, thank you so much for stopping by.
Yes.
Thank you again, Walt, Melissa, Ron, Meredith.
Thanks for having us.
We will be following your advice.
Thank you for having us.
Maybe we'll be sending you some text or whatever asking for more advice. Who knows?
We'll see how it goes. I think it's gonna be okay. I think it's just comfort level and stuff. So.
Oh, for sure.
So, and we will see you all next week. Don't forget to do your duty.
And it's a big duty. Bye,
And
guys.
we will see you all next week. Bye-bye, guys.